Hey guys, Tails here, back with another video. Now, as some of you guys may know at this point, I'm old, and one thing that old people like to do is look back on things because it makes us feel younger and it reminds us of a simpler time. And by a simpler time, I mean before the year of 2020, and we were all so naive to everything and it was great. And we had Vrchat, and we had worlds like this. My other videos, I've been talking a little bit about old Vrchat lately. It got me kind of thinking, it might be nice to do a little series where I go back and I look back on old Vrchat worlds. Now for this video, obviously there's a lot of them. So for this video, I'm just gonna focus on 5, and we're gonna travel back to yesteryear, to these old worlds, some of which are still active, and we're just gonna have a little nostalgia kick. So this world is called Gaia Night. Now this was one of the first worlds on Vrchat, one of the major hubs where a lot of people hung out. Like one of the big, like this is one of the worlds I talk about where I was marching with the kittens. And there was like a line of 60 of us, and a whole lobby would join. Now you may be asking yourself, what happened to this world? Why did it die? Is it because it's old and cranky? Maybe, but the main reason it died is because, as you can see, the area behind me is a nice little campsite, and in front of me there's just hills, and over there there's a little cave. It's just like a little box, if you will. But then the creator decided to take it to the next level. Nothing wrong with wanting to improve upon what you've got, but it was a big lesson to all of us who make worlds not to go too big, because one day there was a drop, and the creator added like 5 new areas, and it just made the map too big, and people didn't like it because they couldn't get on and socialize as easy, because obviously the map is too big and you couldn't find anything. Like this is Classic Gaia Night, by the way. Someone has uploaded this. It's called Classic Gaia Night. It only has the one area. I was in air quote new Gaia Night before making this video, and obviously this area is somewhat the same, but there's also like grass that like clips through the table. Like, what were you thinking, map creator? Like I'm straight standing there on top of a table and there's giant grass clipping through this table. It's like, could you at least not have made the grass smaller? Was there any need to drown us in grass? Like, was this a necessity? I didn't bother going to check out the other areas because I was like, nah, I'm just gonna go back to the classic one, because I remember seeing that someone had re-uploaded Classic Gaia Night a while back. So here we are. Unfortunately, again, I think the damage was already done. People had already found new worlds. This does occasionally make a resurgence, but it's very rare you see people in Gaia Night. So seeing it go from like the popular world to like what it is now is kind of crazy. And it's a very simple world. Like honestly, anyone can be here. We were able to march in here with like 50 people, and of course there was lag, but I was on laptop. I was already lagging, so what was it, a little more lag? I didn't care. This is also, by the way, the cringy place that I talked about where I was in this world when I saw someone fire a particle to music or something, or fired a laser into the sky for the first time, and I was like, oh my god, that's so amazing, cringe. I didn't say it, but I was thinking it, because as you guys know, I was a mute, and I think I actually opened up my mic to say like, oh, I like your particle effects, and then I like died. And then I hung out for a little bit, and then I died. Yeah, I left the world. I don't really have a whole lot of stories for these places. I might think of them as I go around, but as I said, I mostly hung out in the Cambia world, which I'm going to go to as well. That's probably where most of my stories will be. But a lot of these worlds I'm going to talk about, I was mute, so I was just marching on through, picking up people, marching on through and picking up people. So, yes, I'm not going to keep talking these places for too long if I can avoid it, because I have 5 different worlds I want to get through. So Gaia Night, if you guys haven't seen it yet and you're new to Vrchat, come check out a Classic Gaia Night. All you gotta search, and then you're here. So let's move on to the next place that I want to go to. Too much? I mean, I don't think it's enough. I think it's way too subtle. I need to go for like all the colors of the rainbow to really get the attention of people who walk into the lobby. And then when they don't get the message, I just beat them with the pen. I think that is the general way I'm going to handle this. I do need to get better at promoting myself, so if it's not enough, I can improve it. See, look, I can make it better. There we go. Just, yeah. Cat ears make everything better. Okay, so, this is the closest I could find to old Vrchat drawing world. I don't know if it's been updated or if it has been removed, but I could not find it. I did find a world that was similar, but it was too laggy and I just couldn't be there. So I am currently in Drawing Quest. But anyway, there was a world like this where there was art. And you could walk up with pens and draw on the walls. There would be some amazing art, and then there would be some, you know, there would be some very sturdy creations. You know, there would be kind of like an arch, and there would be two circles beside that arch, in a kind of like modern art design. Like, I can't imitate it, or else I would, but you know, the level of sophistication in those drawings is just completely beyond me, so I'm not even going to try. And of course, you know, some of the language that was written on the walls, the poetry, if you will, there was definitely poetry on the walls. I'm struggling drastically to not make this world sound like a degenerate place to visit. It would also be very laggy because it was a box, and these things weren't half as optimized, the pens, so you would lag a lot. I'd walk in there in my laptop and be like, dear God, why? I cannot see. There is just color. There is stuff everywhere, and then someone would have to grab a pen and start marching with the pen, and before you know it, there's just scribbles everywhere, making the lag 8 times worse. Needless to say, I did not spend much time in the drawing world, but let us not forget the drawing world. I think this is one of the very few worlds that is not still up that I want to talk about today, so that's cool. I didn't realize, I figured a lot of these worlds are going to be down, so my goal is to find the one that is closest to it, and we can remember the good old days back in simpler times of Vrchat. So yeah, this is kind of what the world looked like. Just imagine a blockier stage, a white wall. Yeah, that was kind of how I remember it. It's probably still there. I just really can't be bothered to search for the next 20 minutes trying to find it. So if you find it, good job. But I was not. So, drawing room, yay, next world. And here we are. This is home, also known as the land of perpetual winter, because the guy who made this map, Juicy, just kind of went off to college, and it was winter when he made this map, Christmas time, and Christmas never left. So, Kitten March Band, this is, I'm going to rotate for this one because obviously it's bigger now and it's more close to home, so I have more to say about it. Yes, I do have save turning on because I don't want to die. Anyway, behind me is a mirror. You see the blue drummer cat? That is the first cat I ever was. When I joined Vrchat, that was like the first avatar I used. And then, yeah, the violin cat. There's a lot of cats here. If you're in PC, they're obviously older avatars. They're still cute. They're still good. Not super great with full body. Would not recommend. But they're still cute. They're still nostalgic. Who doesn't love the Kitten March Band? Well, a lot of people didn't love the Kitten March Band, but a lot of people did love the Kitten March Band. Okay, so we're gonna run into the back real quick, and this is where winter starts. I didn't really know why winter's not in the main area, but I'll take it. This train cruises around the world, takes you on nice little rides. It's a little broken after some updates, and sometimes it can just like bend in weird ways when it's trying to go up hills. That's It's always a fun time. We haven't actually hung out here in such a long time because it's always winter and it's dark. It's still cute though. It's still great. I think they've updated the rules here. Now there was a rule here. Now they have removed the rule unfortunately from this list, but there was a time when the Knuckles was still around, and one of the rules was don't invade the Knuckles, but there was a typo, so it was don't invade the Kunkles, I think it was. Like, don't invade the Kunkles, and it was just there for the longest time, and no one fixed it, and I thought that was an interesting story. See these pedestals behind me? We have had many a March session where we've had just all people here. This part of the world came after the mass amounts of marches, but we have had charity events and stuff here where we used to fill these lines. But unfortunately, this world is also PC, so we can't really do host marches here anymore because PC. Forgive my weirdly running avatar in full body crouch mode activate. Here we have the cafe. Very nice, very cute, very cat themed, very empty, but still cute. I like this world also because pretty much, well, some of it's like prefab, but like some of these places were made custom for the map, and I think it's cute. There's a lot of like throwbacks that people won't get, but we get because we were part of the lore, as you will. Cat cafe, very cute cafe for cats. We spent a lot of time on that roof. As you can see, there's a way to walk up on top of that roof. Spent a lot of time up there. And probably the best part about this world, let's be real, is the bounce house is actually, you can bounce on it. Like, this was so great, yet so awful in VR. When I first got VR and I'm transitioning, we're hanging out in this bounce house. And now I've been in VR for a long time and it's still making me go like, but yeah, we used to hang out on this bounce house and just bounce, just vibe. And yeah, that's the KMB world. It's a shame that it is currently in retirement. It's a bit of a ghost town compared to what it used to be. Obviously, I'm in private world instances, but no one really comes here anymore. This is my home world and will always be home. Like, I can't change it now. KMB world was one of the first worlds I found. I was searching for kitten avatars. I found it, and it's just been my home ever since, and I have no interest in changing it whatsoever, despite the fact that it's probably never going to see another update. But still, it's nice that it's here. We can still look back on it. We can remember these quality pink walls that surround us and keep us from seeing the outside. Kind of totalitarian. I mean, build a wall. That's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, this is my brief breeze around the KMB world. Maybe in the future I'll make an actual full video of me here talking about old people memories. I don't really know. Talking about some nostalgia, some stories, but this is just a brief passing by. I have 2 more worlds to go to, so let's go ahead and move on to those other 2 worlds now. And this is my 4th world, the Doki Doki High School. Of course, we have to talk about this place. I'm not going to go through every hallway and everything because it's basically just kind of a generic high school inside. If you guys want to see it, this world is called Doki Doki High School VR. It's also very laggy here, I noticed when I'm trying to record. Again, very old world. People cared even less about optimization then because Quest was not a thing. Anyway, I remember the gym being laggy. There's a gym over there, and this is one of the worlds again that we marched through. I don't know if this place is still populated with people. I feel like this is one of those places that was popular and then kind of slowed down again, like the other worlds. But you know, it's kind of nice, like a little high school setting. We've got more high school maps since this one that are slightly more advanced and a little less PNG tree-y, shall we say. There's a significantly less PNG trees, and even with the PNG trees, I'm still lagging. So may as well just use real trees. Anyway, I remember liking this world because, you know, it was like a high school setting, and we didn't have many worlds like this. It was cutesy. I don't really know this anime, but I heard this really messed up, and I really don't have any desire to watch it anyway. But I remember liking coming here because, you know, it has like the happiest music playing, even though I heard that it's one of the most messed up anime. But, you know, if you guys are looking for a school setting to shoot a laggy video, here you go. We got Doki Doki High School. I'm sure a lot of role-playing of high schools went on here. I don't really know. I just know that we would march through here sometimes, and this was a place where people hung out. Yeah, and as for my experiences here, as I said, I just kind of marched through here, so I don't really know what kind of went down here. I try not to think about what happens in public worlds, honestly. I just really would like to live in my little bubble where I kind of think of Vrchat as this, like, nice, not necessarily pure, but, like, this nice place where friends just get on to hang out, and it's not full of unique individuals that, like to, affect other people's day in a negative light. Should we word it like that? That seems like the nice way to word it. Anyway, I liked this map just because of the ultra happy music. It was kind of the only anime themed kind of map we had, but I never hung out here because I would come here and be like, oh, I just want to go visit the world, and then you just kind of run around and it's an empty school. It's like, well, I've seen it. Moving on. So yeah, if you guys have not seen Doki Doki High School, all these worlds, by the way, will probably be PC. Just a heads up, because they're old, like me. And so is Vrchat is. It's amazing to think about how old Vrchat is at this point. It's already like 5 years old, I think. 2017 when it started. So yeah, it's like 5 years old now. Like, crazy. Anyway, let's go visit my final world for this video, because I am a little scared that this video is going to stretch on for a little bit too long. So let's move on very quickly to my final nostalgic world for this video. Now, I'm not saying I don't mind long videos, okay? Before you guys go saying anything, I will have long videos. Do not worry about it. I'm just not trying to edit a 2-hour-long video as I have my old people nostalgia trip, as I just visit these old worlds and remember things like off the stuff. God knows if I'll make that reference somewhere in the video, but if I've already made it, then you're welcome. Anyway, final world, let's go check it out. My final world for this video. Let's go see what it is, okay? What? I'm not gonna do a nostalgia video and then not come and visit Uganda. Come on now. As I've said before in the past, I had mixed feelings about the Knuckles, okay? I liked them, they were a chill group, then you just got the obnoxious ones. It's like with any gathering of people, you get the good people and the bad. Not all the Knuckles were bad, they just wanted to do their thing. Some of them would take it too far, but you know, that's what happens when you have a large group of people. Anyway, Uganda, we got so many portals dropped here when, we were marching around the world. Anywhere really, people just love to drop portals to Uganda because obviously the Knuckles were still active, and you would just land here and there'd just be like Knuckles everywhere. Or you know, you just alt F4 or choose to go to your home world and then just like never actually arrive here. But people would constantly drop portals here. God, it's horrifying. Like, I don't actually remember the giant Knuckles in the background being there. I feel like this is an addition. So let's take a walk, guys. This part is the part I remember, like just the beach, the crazy looking Knuckles. I feel like it's gotten laggier since I was last here, probably because of the giant Knuckles. I remember the plane. I never obviously spent. Oh my god. Okay. Now I know why there's lag. There's like, my head's in the way. Yeah. There's like a whole island back there, and one of them is floating. What have you guys done to Uganda? If you're gonna do this, at least put it on a toggle so I don't die every time well, it says Uganda. I'm supposed to come here and not have a great time, so I guess you guys win on that one. So now I know what's causing that. Okay, I don't know who's gonna hang out here long enough to want to go check that out. But anyway, Uganda's active again. The Knuckles are not necessarily back, but their community has been making kind of a resurgence a little bit, I think. And you know, they just kind of wanted to, all they wanted to do was find the queen and show you the way. And then they would just hang around you and be like, are you the queen? Are you the queen? And as a mute who was terrified of talking to people, I just kind of look at them, and then they would get bored and find someone else to harass. And that was my general way of dealing with the Knuckles. It's like, I don't talk. I'm boring. I'm just going to stand here like this. How does... No, I am not the queen. Yeah, this is generally how that went. Or, you know, I'd be the March cat, so I'd be standing a bit more swollen. I'd be like, because the March kitten stood like this for whatever reason. We will never know. But probably because their arms would absorb into their body. Anyway, I'm gonna end my little nostalgia trip here. I hope you guys enjoyed the visit to Uganda. I have to leave this world. No, I need to leave. I can't. Oh god. Please, why is this my sanctuary? But it's the only thing I can find. I have frames. Not my first pick for a sanctuary. This world lately, the stuff that I have seen here, and the stuff that just makes me really not want to come back here is just, this has become the cursed land lately. But anyway, I'm the only one here, so whatever. I had to leave Uganda. I'm sorry, but I was just dying and chugging too much. So that was my trip to the old nostalgia worlds. Of course there was more, but I limited myself to 5 for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe I'll make a future one trying to backtrack to the older worlds. Suffer through the lag. As I said, only I think 2 of them didn't lag, and that was the KMB world, and I think the drawing world might have lagged a bit actually, and Guy Night. So I have suffered enough for the sake of remembering the past. So I'm gonna end the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Good boy. Tell me your intention. 'Cause if you plan to walk through me like I'm a cloud, this cloud will surely rain down. I can see frames. When I take off my headset, I just like sometimes think, oh my god, everything is running so smooth. And then I question my life as I realize I probably shouldn't be thinking that when I'm in reality. Oh my god, everything is running so smooth in reality. There is no lag. Real life has no lag. Remember that. If ever you're questioning if you're doing too much VR, remember this. Real life does not have lag. Oh god. What is my life?